Hey, welcome to my channel. It's really good to have you here. This is going to be an interesting video, so hit that subscribe button and turn on notification because there is more where this came from. It's been such a long week. I'm so tired, and it's weekend already, and the weekend is also a long time of our life. And the thing is that there's no rest. Yeah, there's no rest because the weekend, you think weekend is for resting, but not really. No rest till you die. It's going to be a long weekend as well. I plan to do cleanup, visit some family, probably hang out with some friends. Anywho, in preparation for what I have to do tomorrow, clean up, I want to make some snacks to go with the music and the activities that are coming up. So I'm going to be making some diets, the original puff puff. Yeah, growing up, I called it either diets or puff puff. But as things went on, even I can't even call it puff puff again because when I say puff puff, people have that small chop buns in mind. But this was what I knew puff puff to be growing up, like that one with the onions and pepper and the spongy and stretchy feeling and like texture. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be making. I'm craving it first of all. I want to start eating it today. So I'm going to make a lot. I'll start eating it today. When I'm doing my cleanup tomorrow, I'll be eating some. And then when I go out to visit my family, I'm going to take some for, behavior. So yeah, let's get right to the ingredients. The first ingredient is the MOC, which is the plain flour, all-purpose flour. The second is sugar. The third is salt. As you can tell, I eat. The fourth is yeast. This one is instant yeast. I prefer instant yeast because ain't nobody got time to activate instant. Then have nutmeg for that, original puff flavor. Then we have some chopped onions because what is puff without onions? And the second ingredient, pepper. This one is so hot. This one is Scotch bonnet, is the yellow one, the original Onsuka pepper. This one is so spicy. It's not to be played with. Vegetable oil. I'm going to be launching this one today. And the final ingredient is water. Let's get this party rolling. Mix. Starting off, I'm going to mix the dry ingredients. If it was only me eating, I would make 1 cup. But since there are 2 of me, plus family members, I'm so generous. Yep. Let's salt. I don't really like my puff being so sugary, but because I'll be sharing this with some children, I'm going to be generous with the sugar. So I'll put half cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of yeast. I like this part because I don't have to activate that thing. Yeah, and I'm generous with this yeast. And I mix it all together. Another thing I love about this particular recipe is it reminds me of my grandmother. So I'm going to add nutmeg now, just for the flavor. So I'm going to use 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg for it. Add it. So when I think of my grandma, I think of this puff puff because then when we travel to the village, she would fry them for us. It was like the best thing ever. Now the next thing to do is to mix this dry ingredients with water, and we're going to be adding the water little by little so that we can control the consistency. It's going to be warm water as well. For the sake of measurements, I'm going to start with 1 cup. I think I'll just pour everything so you can see the future of need more water. So this is the second cup of water. So this is what it's looking like after mixing the second cup of water with the dry ingredients. This is the consistency we're going for. It's stretchy, it's pasty, and yeah, it's kind of thick. So the next thing I'll add now is the onions. going to do one, we make that out. And then here at the same quantity, 2 spoons. Again, I'm considering the children. Let's go now for everything. For my cousin's children, they don't really like pepper. So I'm just considering them. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this. So now I've covered this, I'm going to put it in the oven so that it can cook. I'll leave it for about 35 minutes in the oven. Yeah, I'm not going to turn the oven on. I'm just putting it in the oven because it's the hottest part of the kitchen. Now,
60 minutes later.
light up the stove. Put my pan on the stove. And then pour our vegetable oil. You know, as it is, you can just pour something. Pour some. Okay, now. It's just in. More like my bowl is running over. So I know why this happened. First of all, I put it in the oven. The house is hot enough, or rather, the kitchen is hot enough, and then I now put it in the oven. And I know I said I put it in the oven so that it would take less time. But guess what? I set the alarm for 30 minutes, and when it rang, I snoozed for 10 minutes. And that one went off again. I snoozed for another 10 minutes. So this is really a good lesson to me, but it's good. At least now I know that it's going to be enough for every single person I'm going to be meeting this weekend. I don't know if you can hear it, but my oil is making some noise, which means that it is good to go. So this is the spoon I like to use whenever I'm frying because it gives me a bite size of whatever it is I want to fry, whether it's akara or buns or puff puff. It just gives me a good bite size, because you know the size I scoop right now won't be the final size of the diet when it's done. So that's why I like to go with this spoon. It just gives me the perfect size. Yeah, I keep saying I want a bite size, but at the end of the day I bite into it like 3 times. But it is better to bite into it like 3 times than bite into it up to 20 times, because I chew in very small quantities. I've explained enough. Let me just start putting it into the oil. So what I said about the size, once it enters the oil, it kind of swells. This batch is for the ones who were giving out, you know, for the kids. Last batch. Stop flipping yourself. Just fry. Don't place and fry. Ooh, so I filled this sieve. This is the biggest size of sieve, and it's filled up with puff puff. So my people, is going to be a very puffy weekend. The moment of truth. Yeah, so even the thunder agrees with me. It's like, yeah, go off. She went to go off. You did that. You know what time it is? It's tasting time. It's time for Puff Mommy to do her thing. Yeah. Puff Mommy, do your thing. Yeah. Okay. First of all, hear the crunch. So when you open it, this is the joy. This is what the inside looks like. It's just so perfect with the pepper and everything. And yeah, I didn't forget. Let's taste it. This combo right here is what after school lesson snack is made of. Like once you get your puff puff and get your zobo, it's like heaven. What? I'm living it.